Hello, this is Raymond and welcome back to the third out of four segments of Create Your Own Economy syndicated radio show. I am a Torontonian, I'm a proud Canadian, I've lived in Canada all my life. And most important, I teach you how to create your own wealth. I've been teaching around the world for 31 years across Canada and particularly in Toronto. I have lots of credentials myself. I own 40 businesses, brands, and cash gushing websites. I'm an adventurer and a lecturer, a professional speaker, but most important, I'm a radio talk show host like this one, in which I teach you exactly how to thrive in these somewhat troubled times. And what I want to talk to you about in this segment is branding. I have found that branding is the number one most powerful concept, more powerful than how good your products are. In fact, branding is more powerful than product. Isn't that amazing? People will choose to buy your product, or people will choose to buy your service. People will choose you over other people or over other products, not based on the quality of your product or service, but based on your brand. It's weird, it's strange, I don't like it. I wish I weren't living on a planet that allowed that, but it's true, and I'll prove it to you right now. I'm sure you've heard of Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil is extraordinarily well branded. Why? Because he's written 23 books and he's been on Oprah over 100 times. Is he, now this is an important question I want you to answer in your head, is he the best therapist in the world? Yes or no? Is Dr. Phil the best therapist in the world? Yes or no? Usually when I ask this on stage, I get a resounding no. Not that they don't like Dr. Phil, not that they're putting him down. I'm not putting Dr. Phil down in any way. It's just that when I ask this question, people typically say no, he's not the best therapist in the whole world. However, if he came to the Sky Dome, he could sell 55,000 tickets at $100 each and bring in $5.5 million for one evening's work. Why? Why can someone who's not the best therapist in the world make $5.5 million in one evening? $5.5 million, that's how much the average Canadian earns in 5.5 lifetimes. In 5.5 lifetimes. How can he do it? The answer is money comes to him. Why does money come to him? And by the way, I'm going to teach you how money comes to you. I'm just giving an example right now. Why does money come to him? The answer is he's branded. He's been on Oprah. He's written all these books. When you're branded, money will come to you. Now you might say, well, what about the guy who is the best therapist in the world? If the guy who was the best therapist in the world, probably some psychotherapist from Vienna, well, if he came to Toronto, he'd be lucky to fill 11 seats in the basement of a church. He'd be lucky to fill 11 seats in the basement of a church. Why? Because he's not branded. No one knows the guy. And so it's actually more important to be branded. Now, I'm not saying have a bad product. Of course, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying have products that don't work. But if you have a good product, but not necessarily great, like is every dentist the greatest dentist? Is every plumber the greatest plumber? Is every electrician the greatest electrician? No. Some are great, some are good. So as long as you're at least good, you could be chosen above others who are great if you are well branded. How do you get branded? Well, there's different levels of branding. Let me tell you what they are. And one is brand absence, which 97% of Canadians are at brand absence. You have no brand whatsoever. You have a name, like my name is Raymond Aaron. My name happens to be my brand, just like Michael Jackson, let's say, or Elvis Presley, or Tony Robbins. But mostly, just having a name doesn't brand you. Just being a dentist or a plumber or a pilot doesn't brand you. You need to be branded. And there's many ways to be branded. One is branding by association. If you're associated with an elite group, then you're branded. Another is branding by achievement. Were you the Prime Minister of Canada? Did you win an Olympic gold medal? Do you have a Guinness Book of Records? If you don't have a gigantic achievement, then you're not branded by that. There's several ways to be branded, but the easiest one is to be noticed in a way that people say wow. I can show you how to get people to say wow about you, and when they say wow about you, you're branded. There's several ways. They're wowable ways for you to stand out. So when you introduce yourself, after just several seconds, people say wow, instead of just saying your name, in which case nobody really cares and they forget within a few seconds, and saying your profession. I'm a professional speaker, and well, so what? No one's going to say wow to that. And then they're going to talk about the weather or the snow or something like that, and nobody says wow. But when you follow my techniques, people will say wow, and when they say wow to you, they'll stand up and salute, and they'll want to do business with you, and money will come to you. When you're branded, you're not at brand absence. You shoot up to brand insistence, and brand insistence is like where, let's say where Starbucks is. I'm brand insistent on Starbucks. I do not want coffee from any other chain, only from Starbucks. I'm brand insistent on Apple. If you gave me a computer that was not an Apple computer, either I wouldn't take it or I'd sell it on eBay that night. I'm brand insistent, and I want to teach you how to rise to brand insistence. One way is to download my best-selling hardcover book, Double Your Income Doing What You Love, by instant access, no charge whatsoever, and the other is by coming to my amazing Create Your Own Economy conference right here in Toronto, April 11th and 12th. Just call 1-855-70-RADIO, 1-855-70-RADIO, or go to the website 1-855-70radio.com. Even if you're busy that weekend, at least get my book. And stay tuned for the final segment. Hello, it's Raymond Aaron, and thank you for listening to my syndicated Create Your Own Economy radio show. I am giving away my hardcover best-selling book, Double Your Income, Doing What You Love, by instant download access. And if tickets are still available, I'm giving away 2 free tickets to my amazing weekend Create Your Own Economy conference starring world-famous Jack Canfield. Simply call 1-855-70-RADIO, 1-855-70-RADIO, or go to 1-855-70-RADIO.com.